Welcome, collective. So, finally, these are messages for you and not for the karmics. And the same thing goes. Take it if it resonates. All right. So, um, before I start, I'm going to start with the first messages that's still linked to the ones I just did in relation to dealing with toxic people, um, like the recent audio insights, there's still some that is still lingering on. So I guess I'm still getting messages for that particular situation, whoever is involved with that. Okay. So, first things first, witness protection. I don't know if you need to be put in that. Uh, if it gets hostile, do so. Okay. They might recommend this to you that is dealing with trifling people like that. I personally feel like you should. If it gets like critical in such a way where it's like, you don't have peace in life, join the program. If they have to relocate you, then so be it. The point of it all is that you are safe. But in order for you to be in a program as such, and I feel like they're gonna explain to you, like the authorities, like you have to leave your old life behind. Okay, I feel like you should, but I'm gonna shuffle a card and see what comes up. Like if you're in it already, it's good. Okay, so all right, let's continue, guys. But I feel like it's gonna be temporarily fixed for now because if something does happen, at least you guys are going to be safe. And FYI, for the karmics that is involved in this, you guys already know your justice. I've been going back to back on all the readings um, throughout the days. So, yeah, I won't disclose too much, but I think that is that. Okay. And then the next thing is like I don't know who this is for, this next message. I don't know if it's a karmic or if it's like a subscriber or a product collective, just like a random what is this all about? I don't know, but what I was tuning into was like I don't know if it's for me or like if it's viewed towards me or like somebody else that they're like discussing about. But I was tuning into it is because of trauma that made her this way. So before you start running your mouth thinking about I'm gonna do this and that or even gossiping about them, I'll be very wise to do so because one thing about her is that her spiritual team will be on site. They will take you out. Okay. So now I usually always say on site when it comes to like my spiritual team doing what they need to do. But take you out isn't really my vocabulary. So it could definitely be towards somebody else. So I'm getting like somebody, I guess in this case, there is an outsider that's warning whomever wants to do something towards you about taking a few steps back and really reconsider what they are getting themselves into because you are protected and you are somebody that has a very strong faith and spiritual team. um, so long story short, somebody's being advised from a stranger or whomever in relation to attack you. I mean, it's good that you have people in place that is warning whomever wants to do something. Um, if you resonate with the my spiritual team will take you out, or I don't know if it's your saying as well. It could just be that this person is advising this quote unquote karmic for easier sake to say that, before you do something, her team will take you out. That could just be the person that's advising whomever not to do anything against you. That could also be a thing. In that case, I do understand. It's comprehensible. So that is in relation to somebody that wanted to try something or was considering it or they did, or I don't know, but you have somebody fighting for you. Okay, I feel like your spiritual team sent somebody in the physical, somebody's eyes, consciousness was open to being more rational of doing irrational things. Okay, so there's that. So now we're gonna go into things that are quite family based. Okay, and this is in relation to anyone that has a karmic mother. If you do not have a karmic mother, if you do not want to hear about mothers being toxic or karmic, this is not your reading. Okay, it's not like I'm here hating on karmic people or families or whatever. If you're not aware of what I'm trying to get into right now, because it's no hate into, you know, please don't take that into resonance. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so number one, um in terms of the messages, okay, there is this karmic mother that I don't know if your karmic mother is coming to visit like your place, or you coming home from a trip, or I don't know, for the holidays, or I don't know, college or whatever. um you're expecting like an apology. I'm getting the energy of like you're gonna be on good terms. You think you're gonna be on good terms with your karmic mother. They have been advised to apologize to you, and there's gonna be this whole setup. But what I was tuning into, based on what I, my gifts and all, this mother is gonna come in and your place or their place. I don't know if you live at home, abroad. What I do know, the place looks tidy and much more better than when the karmic mother was there, okay? And all this karmic mother could say was, because they know it looks good, they know things are being kept, okay? Because of this karmic mother's pride, the karmic mother is going to be like, oh, well, listen, instead of apologizing, they're going to be like, well, you forgot to do the dishes. And it could have just been like, it's going to be so silly, but it could have just been like a one day, like, I just left the dishes in the sink like yesterday. And because you forgot to do them the exact day or whatever, mind you, your karmic mother isn't even that tidy, but when it comes to you, is always the extra little nitpicking, the audacity. But anyways, so that's gonna be your apology. I feel like you had your hopes up, as children do when it comes to family. Okay, no matter how old you are, and yeah, it's uh, it's the same old pattern. Okay, and it's gonna sound silly. Like in some cultures, they don't really apologize because their pride and ego is too big. So what they do is, if they like, they could literally beat you up, harass you from forever and a day. And their quote unquote apology would never be an acknowledgement, but it's gonna be like such of a nature, if ever. Um, oh yeah, I bought you this, or I made you food, and that's gonna be the apology for the day, and then the same old fucking cycle starts after 2 weeks, which is unfortunate. But if you are used to cultures such of this nature, you know where I'm coming from with this. Okay. All right. So whoever's gonna expect an apology, the apology is gonna just be more of the same cycle of not attuning to anything. Um, it's still gonna degrade you in such a way. I get it, where you do have hope, but yeah. Also, I don't know why I'm also tuning into like an imposter syndrome. I don't know if you're. This doesn't feel karmic mother-ish. It feels like karmic mother borderline into narcissism. But if your karmic mother ever tried to like be you, then yeah, be you or come off as you, but then they're like shitting on you behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But you might resonate. You know, maybe your mother's trying to like be like you, but she secretly envies you or is jealous of you. I'm trying to keep the negativity on a minimum today. So that is for somebody, okay? And that is a part of like my go-to dream channelings, the messages that I do that's kind of like gonna take place in the future. Nonetheless, it's gonna take place, okay? And then we have something of the similar nature, but it's more in the setting of if you are like visiting your like your mom, okay? It's another karmic mother again. But if you're visiting your mom or if you're babysitting and your mom is visiting you, and there are other people that are praising you, acknowledging you, and they're like, you're such a good individual person, and they're praising your mom for it, all of a sudden, your mom is going to be like, well, that's not really how she is. I know, silly. Again, but if you have any karmic mothers, borderline narcissistic mothers, you know where I'm coming from with this. There's going to be individuals that's going to praise you, acknowledge you for the work that you're doing. In this case, I don't know the quite specifics, but I do know that um, you're going to be around of like, you're going to be caretaker, okay, of somebody. Like, I don't know if you're visiting or if it's your job or whatever, but you're gonna take care of somebody, okay? And somebody's gonna give you acknowledgement, an older individual. And your mom's gonna be around, or your mom's gonna hear about this, and all of a sudden she's gonna be like, well, this is not how she really is. And all the people that gave you praise is gonna be like, oh, of course, I can't really say much because that's your daughter. Silly, I know, but whoever's in this toxic environment, please cut cords. Okay, I know it's not the easiest thing to do, um, but I do feel like you're just gonna swallow this up and be like, it's just another day. But I feel like over time, it's gonna really, you know, activate some huge resentment um, and triggers. Okay, so let's continue. Um, and it's so silly because I'm getting the energy like you are somebody that's well liked, and I feel like in the case of your karmic mother, they are well liked by, you know, being fake. You know, they're not fake, but they're the type of people that if you outside looking in, they are fake. Okay, um, and I feel like, oh, speaking of that, I also put down if you are babysitting, like I don't know if again you are a caretaker of something or someone at some point, okay, and your mom is gonna say some silly ass comment like, um, or is yeah, so like when this person that's gonna compliment you and give you praise, and your mom is gonna be like, "That's not the case." Somebody, this older person, will say something of this nature, like she's quite similar to Nina Simone, like in terms of her personality. And if you go and look at the history of Nina Simone, great artist, icon, phenomenal, but her personal life wasn't the most stable. Okay, so I feel like yeah, the older person that gave you praise is gonna have a discussion with your mom in such a way where it's like, and I feel like it's manipulation from my mom if I'm gonna be really honest. Because there is this elder type of respect going on here, where it's like, what the elder says, that's what it goes. That's where it goes. And it goes from praise to like the reason why you're good or nice or doing well right now is because you have some sort of mental condition. I know it sounds far fetched, but I know a lot about Nina Simone's like history. I'm a music enthusiast, okay? Like aside from what I do on this channel, okay, with the readings. So yeah, the way it was said, it wasn't really a compliment. It made it seem like you're quite unstable, and I'm not. I do believe that Nina Simone was diagnosed with some sort of mental condition as well. She had a really hectic life, really, really hectic life, but she made great art. So I don't know, it didn't come off as it came off as condescending to me, if we're gonna be honest. And I feel like you're just gonna like swallow this up again and let this fester. I don't like it, collective. I really don't. Okay. So but let's move on. That's for somebody. Um I feel like this karmic mother cannot stand that people are speaking good and well of you. To this day. And I feel like they always have at some point. And before, because I don't know if you're gonna call out your mom at some point, but if you do, after you do call them out, every time they're giving praise from anyone, your mom is gonna inadvertently say that that's not the case and that you have some sort of condition. When in reality, in the past, it was always like, yeah, you're good because of her. They raised you that way, or she raised you that way, this karmic mother. The energy doesn't feel good. And again, I'm trying to keep the negativity to a minimum, okay? But as for somebody, and now we're going to go on to the more positive messages here. First and foremost, congratulations to whomever is going to have a baby girl. I was getting into this. Congratulations. I don't know whom collected, but congratulations, okay? It's a beautiful baby girl. And next but not least, whoever is visiting an onsen or a Disneyland Tokyo or Tokyo Disneyland, one or the other, you're going to go with your Gemini friend. And for some reason, you have tattoos and your Gemini friend doesn't, and she's going to just disregard you and do her thing and go enjoy her life. Now you're gonna be stuck at Disneyland because you can't really enter a specific part of this. I don't know if they have onsens in Disneyland or if it's Disneyland, but something about your tattoos is gonna be quite like frowned upon, especially if you're in Japan. Okay, so just be mindful. But I do feel like you're gonna have other things to do, like you and whoever that works there is gonna come to like a yeah, kind of is what it is. So yeah, but on a side note, there are places that are very tattoo friendly. But I feel like it's in relation to like if you're gonna go to one of those bath houses, like onsens. Um, I don't know why Disneyland came out. Maybe there's gonna be some sort of restriction there with people with tattoos, but I feel like it has to do with some sort of special attraction in relation to water or being not fully clothed. Okay. So, and this is also something that's going to take place in the near future if it hasn't already. Last but not least, there is somebody's ex or fling or lover heavy on Leo. Okay, Leo sun. heavy on Leo Sun, okay? But they could have Leo placements, but heavy on Leo Sun, a brunette. This Leo is going to hide themselves in your room. I don't know if they're literally going to do this. Like if they have the key, fine. You know, if they're your lover. I don't feel like you guys are official. If it's your past in terms of your ex, wow, you know? But this Leo X is gonna hide in your space. Do I like it? Or do I love it? No. Okay, I would say that though. But I feel like that's also symbolic for this Leo past person is gonna surprise you when you least expect it. Leo has a lot of ego, so like it could just be like they're trying to weasel themselves back into your life and they manage to do so. Like all of a sudden you went from hello and then the next minute you guys are in your bedroom or they're in your bedroom, like they're crashing over or they have the key or whatever. Yeah, I mean that's for somebody, okay? Last but not least, if anyone works at a botanica shop, like a garden shop, you and your colleagues are gonna have so much fun. Like I'm getting like a scavenger hunt thing, or there's gonna be like a scavenger hunt botanica theme party, event party. Um, it seems so much fun, I must say. But yeah, uh, that's all, guys. Good luck in your journey in life. I did do a reading, and I wanted to post it on for today actually, but the way YouTube is, um, organized, I couldn't really get this reading today. I actually pre-recorded this reading. It's with a bunch of numbers, the 888 and the 2111, etc., etc. I was talking about how I wanted to just kind of like go on a little breaky break, and I'm going to do so. So I'll be back sometime in June. I don't know when, but I'll definitely be back with readings and like normal card readings and readings of this nature. Um, and hey, if I do get back, whenever I feel like I'm gonna start with the audio insights, okay, and keep the card readings at bay for now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I will say this though, tomorrow on the 31st, I will do a twin flame reading. So anyone that's in a twin flame situationship, relationship, connection, yeah, just it's coming up. And yeah, that is what you can expect when it comes to my readings and on this channel. And without further ado, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. As always, good luck in your journey in life.